Nice shot, nice shot.
Let's go, Jason.
All right, y'all. Today on my 10th episode of my podcast, I have a very special guest all the way from Cali. Give it up for Marcus. So, yeah, go ahead, Marcus. Feel free to introduce yourself and let us know how you got into volleyball.
Uh, I got into volleyball simply because my parents played, so I was born into it. I went out with them every day to the park, and I was I was just surrounded by it from day one.
Yeah. And then just for those who, because I'm from the Midwest, so for those who
Yeah.
don't know you personally, did you play any sort of high school ball? Were you looking to play college ball at all?
Uh, I played high school. My high school wasn't that good, so no looks, no offers really.
Hmm.
I did get one later on, my freshman year of college, but it was out of state, and I wasn't trying to do all that.
Hmm.
So yeah, no college ball for me.
Yeah, and then I know you currently you've been playing with a team. Is that the team that you've always been playing with? Did you have your own team at one point?
No, I was a pickup for the longest time, and then or not a pickup, but like I would always build random teams to pop out at certain tournaments, and then I think I got picked up by I played with Primetime B.
Mm.
That's what we were called. It was primetime for a little bit. If there was one team, we were primetime.
Hmm.
But I think most people know us from Fresno New Year's, and that's when we played as primetime B. I played a little bit with some of the Rockstar boys, and then after that, I got picked up by A team, and that's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to ask what your training routine looks like, how often a team practices in general.
So we all live in basically different cities. So like the I live in Merced, which
Hmm.
is an hour away from Fresno, which is where like the core of A Team is from. Like
Hmm.
the original members are there. And then the other three boys, dude, I don't even know where they're really located. They're so far away. I forget they're in Cali sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, they're like a good drive away, like maybe 4 hours away.
Damn.
Yeah, so we get no practice with them, but occasionally I'll go out to Fresno and play if I can make the drive. Recently, I just got a job, so it's not looking too good right now. But
Hmm.
as far as training, just staying in shape, like working out every day, and then playing when I have time.
Yeah. Dang, because I always assume like when I saw you guys play, you guys play like a family team. So
Mhm.
I was just curious, are you guys like family or just like friends that play together? I know you guys all have like different ages in the group.
It was family once you hop in. Like they I don't see none of it. Like they take care of everything for me, from like transportation or registration entry. Even
Hmm.
when we get there, like all the stuff's theirs. Like we get taken care of pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might not be blood, but it's family, bro.
No, for sure. I feel that. And then I just want to focus on Cali, like in general. Who are some of the biggest like competitors or competition to a team in your opinion?
Um, I think it's always got to be Gutter Boys or Rockstar. Or, yeah, it's those are the two big ones. I think
Hmm.
I think everybody's like always on the lookout for those two teams. I'll give a shout out to Excel and all those guys. Like a lot of Cali teams are no joke.
Yeah.
You can't really slack off on too many of them.
Okay. And then I wanted to ask you personally, like, player matchup wise, is there someone who's like always a tough matchup for you? It's
Dude,
Cali, so
I know there's not too many that like I'm not like really trying out there. Friggin' I think the obvious ones are the guys that are like faced up with me, like
Mhm.
Thought Slayer and Landon from Rockstar.
Yeah.
Those guys have always been tough. Like those are the type of guys you kind of get like nervous when you line up. But dude, all of them are no joke. Like all of Gutter
Yeah.
Boys, I get problems from Jen or Randy. I don't know what y'all what y'all call him, but and then Tristan has been really hard for me recently.
Okay. Dang. Yeah, those I don't know, because I feel like I haven't seen you had to like guard middle straight up by yourself yet. So
Yeah,
I-
no, it's the double. They're really good at especially because they know me.
Mhm.
They know how I play, so I think that's a big part of how like they like are able to lock me down sometimes.
Okay. And then moving forward, I just wanted to ask because I know you're one of those Cali teams that come out consistently to like J4. What are your take on the Midwest ball? Like, what's the competition like for those who don't get to travel outside of Cali?
Um, I don't know about like play styles or as like the caliber difference between us and the Midwest. I just know it's like it's different people.
Hmm.
Cali teams, there's you see the same teams every tournament. So like no matter how good these guys are, you know how they play. So like whether they're amazing or not that good, you know what to expect. But when you go out to Midwest, you're kind of like just you're trying to figure it out every tournament. So it's not necessarily better or worse. It's new, but
Okay.
yeah, ball is ball.
Yeah. Because I think for me, it's been a while since I went to like an actual J4. So my first one was in 2023 when you guys made it to the finals.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask, was that your first J4 appearance or for you or
yeah. Playing, yeah,
playing? Yeah.
yeah.
What was it like? Because I know you guys went to three against Rush Hour on the
Mm.
first day. What was it like beating the 2022 champs?
That was chaotic. I mean, building up like they were doing. I don't know what happened, but they're doing hitting lines for like a good a good 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and we were just seeing them like bounce the ball like 30 meters into the crowd. And
Hmm.
I was like, guys, this is gonna be like a long game. But I think one of them ended up like cramping
Mm.
or something like that. So I don't know how it would have went if they all stayed, but I'm like that game was no breaks.
Yeah. And then just focusing on that specific J4 as well. I know that was a year where Rockstars were pretty hyped and you had to play against them as well.
Yeah.
And then you eventually played against All Stars with like the OGs from the Midwest, like Hova and
Mm.
them. How was it playing against your own like, I guess like Cali brother team, Rock Stars, on the like biggest stage of them all?
Well, I never thought about it like that. That was kind of yeah. That's a good way of thinking. Yeah, like in the moment, we were just so disappointed, bro. We were like, we came all this way just to play you guys, like,
Yeah.
and in that moment, you're like, bruh, like these guys are still no joke. Like
Hmm.
we know how they play. We played against them tournament after tournament, but it's not going to be easy still. So it was definitely kind of nerve wracking going in there with them.
Yeah. And I think like for me, at least from what I saw in that finals against Gutta Boys and like everything you did throughout that whole tournament, like dude, that was like the moment where I'm like, dude, that guy on strong side, he's him. Um, someone, one of the fans in the comment was like, was there a hit that made him like that made Marcus think he was him? Was there a game during that J4 at all that made you realize like, hey, like we have a chance of winning it all?
Um, I think it was. I want to say my second hit. I had I killed my first one, and then I got set a second time the next rotation around,
Hmm.
and something about it I just saw. I knew I was gonna kill it before I went down, and then I was like, okay, if we keep on this track, we got them.
Hmm.
And then obviously it didn't, and it didn't end up playing out the way, but that's all good.
Yeah, no worries. And then focusing more on like that 2023 year. I know you came back to Wisconsin for the Wausau tournament with
Mhm.
I think team name like Obsidian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, how did that team form?
I don't even know. I think I was the last one on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're like they probably couldn't get the outsides they wanted. They they just threw in Marcus as an option, so I was like, oh, I'll hop out to Wassa, bro.
Yeah. Did you know? I know there was like some of your A team guys. They were there too. Did you know that they were going to be in Wausau at all?
Yeah, we talked about it, but the all of A team couldn't make it, so we were like, if we're not gonna go as A team, then we'll just do our thing until we can come back
Hmm.
as the team that we want to show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I know obviously when you're an out of state team or guys that are coming from out of state, you have a target on your back. Did you feel like people like everyone like wanted to beat you guys or like you felt like you had a target on your back the whole time?
Kind of. Yeah, it was like I don't know if it was just us in our heads or maybe it was just me overthinking,
Hmm.
but I was like, we got a couple members from J4 finals, which wasn't too long ago. It was like what a month ago
Yeah.
at that point. So I was like, I think we're probably like I don't know about having a target on our back, but there was definitely expectations set on us, and
Hmm.
that's already like kind of hard to start a tournament with.
Okay. Yeah, because I know my last interview was with one of the guys that was on the other side that had beaten you guys. So I was curious. I was like, man, I want to know how they felt because I watched that game live too, and I was like, man, they were calling everything on you guys too.
Yeah.
So, but moving on, I wanted to focus on this past J4. I think you guys were once again like just a quiet team that made a really deep run.
Hmm.
Um, what was I know you guys played the eventual champs, Rush Hour or not Rush Hour, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
How was it playing against those guys? Because not everyone gets experience playing those guys.
Those guys were like kind of um you did a pod with Brendan O'Neill.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a bunch of those. Like except of course they nobody can jump as high as that dude, but like they're already tall. So like and they had skills. So like it was like five of them.
Hmm.
So it was just so hard to like keep track of what was happening when you played. The thing is we felt like in that game we had a chance. Like it wasn't I don't think they were doing anything too crazy on us that we felt threatened by,
Hmm.
but at the same time like that was a rough game for us.
Yeah. Were there, uh, let's say for next year, I'm assuming A team's going to come back next year for J4. Are there any like changes you guys want to see, like just like how it's ran, or maybe the cost of it could be a little lower for like out of state teams?
Yeah, like I said, they take care of me. I don't pay attention to. I go out there and I play ball.
Okay.
Yeah, about the logistics, I have my head in nothing.
No, that dude, that's perfect. Most
Yeah.
people they have to deal with it. So you're
Yeah,
good.
I know. I feel bad for my guys, but I'm pretty spoiled on the team.
Hmm. I just wanted to ask because I guess there's a lot of controversy about like non-Asians playing in Hmong volleyball tournaments. Just wanted your take on because you guys are an all Hmong team, probably the best all Hmong team that's still playing together. What's your take on like having like two non-Asians or guys who are almost semi-pros on your team?
Me personally, I want to play. If you're the best, run it. Like
Hmm.
we could find out. But I can see how it's a problem. So like I could be on either side of it.
Hmm.
But if I don't mind playing against um these 7 footers or whatever. Like whether I lose or not, like
Hmm.
I wanna play.
Oh, for sure. And then focusing on the California tournaments, I know earlier you mentioned you play a lot of the same kind of like teams. It looks like this past Fresno, you guys repeated to win again.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. But you guys
Cheers.
had a pretty tough path, playing
Yeah.
playing Gutter Boys, Rock Stars, and then Jack and Steven and them with Weeby.
hmm
What was the most difficult game to win that Fresno New Year?
I think it was like I don't know how to explain it, but it was the next one. So when you're beating these great teams,
Hmm.
you kind of get like a little bit satisfied. You kind of get a little comfortable. Like, hey, we just won the tournament. We beat the biggest team, and now the next game, you gotta start it back up. You gotta warm back up, and you're exhausted from the last game.
Hmm.
So just the continuation of it all. It wasn't a certain game. It was just being able to play our game all the way through the tournament.
Yeah, and I think I had someone comment. They wanted to ask you like, how do your knees not hurt after playing on concrete like that, or how do your knees not hurt after jumping so much? Do you have like special techniques that you do during your workout
I
preparing for it?
before every leg day, I walk backwards on the treadmill for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems to work. I haven't had anything since.
Okay. And then I also want to focus on that tournament. What kind of so after, for example, when you beat Gutter Boys, you found out you had to play Rock Stars. Like, how did you game plan for each of these great teams? Like,
Um, it wasn't much. We came in pretty confident once. Um, so we had Gutter Boys first, I think,
hmm.
and what a lot of people don't know is the previous tournament before that, um, or a couple of tournaments before that, the last time we met them, basically, the last
Hmm.
time we met Gutter Boys, we beat them. So we were already coming off pretty confident, and then we were like, we're just gonna play our game. We'll let them match up with us. We'll let them do all the we'll let them adjust to us, and we'll play our game. And then after that, we basically just stuck with that mentality throughout the whole tournament.
Okay. Um, and dude, like you sound for a younger player, you sound very confident. Like when you're on the court, and just now too. Especially with your body language. Like I don't think I've seen like you don't look like afraid to take the challenge. Who are some of the mentors you've had for Hmong volleyball growing up?
Uh, the biggest one's my dad. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot of people don't know him. He played on a team called NGE. It was a pretty big Cali team. I don't know if you know who Afu is. That's the guy I bring up.
Okay, okay,
If y'all don't know the team, you guys probably know Afu. And my dad was him before I before I was here.
okay. Yeah. And then I also wanted your take on your Hmong volleyball Mount Rushmore. I ask everyone that. Do you
Yeah,
have a top four, top three players?
I think I gotta put my dad in there.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I think I gotta put my dad, and then I gotta put Afu.
Hmm.
Then I don't know if you guys know these. This is pretty far back. Um, I gotta put Law from Raven, the lefty.
Right. Okay. Going back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I think let's get one from the Midwest, and then I got Corey. I think
Corey?
Corey. Yeah, I'll put Corey in there. I know that's not Mong, but
No, dude.
yeah,
At this point, he's part
I
of the
know.
fan. Okay. Dang, it would have been interesting to see you play against a prime Corey too. But and then I wanted to also just see if there were any players that you watched film on growing up that you kind of wanted to mimic your game after, or
Uh, not um not Mong ball necessarily. I watched a lot of like pros. Like
Mhm.
a big one is Ishikawa.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I tried a lot to model my game after him. I couldn't like it's very hard, but um I watched a lot of Japan basically.
Okay. Um, and then just for your honest opinion, what was the hardest skill when you were like learning volleyball, in your opinion?
Any form of defense, like blocking, shifting, reading,
Hmm.
is that's so hard to get down. I don't even think like I'm surprised when some people like you can tell they're so comfortable on it.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a wreck when it comes to defense.
Dang. Okay. I was gonna say I've seen you play a lot of middle back, so you look like you know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, dude, my team covers a lot for me. I just have to stand there and look pretty, bro. Like,
Okay. And I had someone reach out to me. They wanted me to ask you what your favorite tournament was and just why it was your favorite tournament.
oh, I think the most recent one, there was a quads tournament recently. It
Hmm.
wasn't a long tournament necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an outdoor tournament, and that day I think everything was just working for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you hit the flow state, and then once you go from there, it's you just stay hydrated, stay don't get too tired, and it should be a pretty good tournament from there.
Okay. Um, and I don't know if you've tested it recently or anything like that, but do you know what your actual like vertical is? Like your running vert, standing vert?
Uh, Not recently.
Not
The
recently.
most recent is high school, and I got up to I think 36 running.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now I'm gonna just dive into some questions that people left on Facebook. A lot of trolls from Cali, which I love it. But I think Brennan O'Neill wanted to ask if there was a moment that made you almost want to quit.
When he entered. Nah, there was a point that we always hit slumps, and
Hmm.
I think there was one time when I I felt like I figured something out. Like I was seeing everything on the court. I felt good. I felt loose. And then for about a week, and then I got sick and something happened to my shoulder. So I was out for like a month, and when I came back, nothing was there, and I was just like, bruh, like I don't even know if it's worth it to keep going. Like if I lost everything, but you just got to keep playing through it.
Okay. And then he also had a second question, just asking how was volleyball life after high school.
I think after high school is the same. I think the biggest inconvenience right now is work. I think that's just the
Yeah.
hardest thing to schedule around.
Okay. Yeah, I assume you were used to playing like every day, almost every day, and now you're
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe like maybe all day. Shoot, but not.
Um, and Ethan Thoughtslayer, he had a bunch of questions,
I know.
but I'll go from the very top. So he wanted to ask, what are some of the things you do pregame, stretching, film, music?
Yeah, I stretch. I try to stretch. If I have headphones on me, I'll listen to music. The biggest thing is I while I'm stretching or just for a little bit in general, I try to get away from everybody. Maybe
Mhm.
like go in a corner or something. but like just for a little bit of peace, just to focus in a little bit. But other than that, I think drink water before the game. But that's basically the end of my ritual.
Okay. And then he also wanted to ask, what are you working on outside of tournaments slash gameplay? So like, are you working on spots you can hit, blocking, passing?
Uh, I think a big thing that I focus on a lot is form and technique.
Mhm.
I mean, me personally, I don't like my form. I don't think I have the prettiest form, but um, it's always something I can get better in. And then like defense, I didn't even know there's technique in that. And then
Mhm.
so there's always something to get better at. But I think I take a lot of pride in form, so I'm always trying to polish that up.
Okay. And then he also asked, growing around such great players, how has this affected your play style, mentally and physically?
Um, I think I don't know about physics. So when I was younger, I didn't play around like this was like young, like under 10, and
Hmm.
then maybe around middle school. Um, I didn't I didn't play with like kids my age or like kids that were still learning. I played with the OGs.
Hmm.
So like not for real, like they're probably messing around with me. But yeah, like but you would get to like maybe once a game you would get to serve and then sit out for the rest of the game. But
Yeah.
I think just being engulfed in that like in that environment, you I kind of built up maybe better instincts than kids my age.
Hmm.
Like you could see, hey, he could do this with that ball. He can that might be a setter dump.
Hmm.
Where like most kids my age probably wouldn't have been able to detect certain things.
Hmm. Yeah. And then based off that, I just want to ask, what was your like welcome to the Hmong Volleyball League moment? You know, like did you get like head top? Did you did you get blocked? Like, what was your welcome to the league moment?
Um, yeah, it was my very first tournament, I think, in youth. It was at Fresno New Year,
Hmm.
and we were playing against Thought Slayer, the team. I don't know if you guys know like where Thought Slayer originated from,
Mm-mm.
but it used to be a whole it that used to be a team name,
Okay.
and I can't remember specifically. Maybe that's how hard he hit me, but I think it was Landon from Rockstar.
Hmm.
He went up and I was in middle back, and then he swung, and I swear it wasn't even that fast. I saw the whole ball. I saw the ball the whole way, and I just could not move, and I just ate it right in the forehead, and and to make it even worse, it was for game. He
Damn.
gamed me on the forehead, and I was like, dude, I'm I'm not coming back next year.
Damn, it's okay. You gotta learn from those moments.
Yeah, dude.
Uh, and then focusing on back on Thought Slayer's question, he asked, being an outside hitter, what advice would you give to younger players trying to achieve some of the things you do or that you're already doing?
Um, this is tough because like I'm still young, and I don't want to like say something that I'll come back in like 3 years and be like, scratch
Hey,
that,
clip
don't do
this
that.
guy.
Yeah. So I think a pretty safe one is just like, um, don't you don't gotta like revolve your life around it, but I think obsession
Mhm.
is pretty safe route to go. Like finding a way to get your reps in, work out, and just want to learn. Like if I think a lot of kids now are just so obsessed with kind of looking the part and
Mhm.
like having but I think just being in love with the craft, like wanting to hone down your skills more than just get a highlight.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and going off your answer there, I just want to ask because I know you probably get like tons of like tagged posts and whatnot during J4, especially like from like fans like in the Midwest and whatnot. Do you like are you off social media? Like, do you just like black out your phone, like just go on D&D at all during that weekend just to focus or?
Um No, I don't go on social media like often,
Mhm.
but I definitely don't like turn it off. I think if people want to talk, I'll talk,
Yeah.
but I probably won't get back to them like the same day. I mean, yeah, but like I don't like whenever I get to it, I'll get to it.
Yeah, yeah, because I know like at least with this our generation compared to like um previous generations, like social media is like blowing up. So like
Yeah,
you don't even like even when you're not like trying to find like volleyball content, you see it on like TikTok or something, and just like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. um, but that I I don't know if he was serious or not, but Thought Slayer asked, "Who is Thought Slayer to you?"
Uh, I don't want to say it. No, no, no. That was like, bruh, he actually played a big part in that. From my youth years,
Hmm.
dude. You guys on? I was scared of this guy, like on and off the court. And you got to understand when in high school when he was playing youth, Dossler looks like he does now. But like me,
Damn.
I was probably like five. I was probably like 5'3", and this guy's a whole ass man, and I got to play up against him just because he's under 18.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was not the move.
yeah. Dang, that just makes me think. Are there like are there people who actually like try talking trash to you, that you remember, or like that you got back at them, or
Oh, oh yeah, Thoughts Lair always a big one. I don't talk trash back, but I think there was one time Damien from Rockstar.
Mhm.
He always gets on me because I tip a lot, and he always covers it.
Mhm.
And there's this one time I think at J4, or I don't know where it was, but I got one good tip, and it died on him. And then I said something. I don't. It wasn't good,
Yeah,
but I got too excited. I was in the moment, and I just let like I try not to talk,
yeah.
but for some reason it just left me that time.
No, dude, it's all good. I think because I was gonna try to get him on the podcast too, but I
Mhm.
know he's like a big talker too. Like he can get into
Yeah,
people's heads pretty
yeah.
good. So, um, and then some more of Thought Slayer's questions. He just wanted to ask, so, what are some of the things you are doing to train for volleyball, workouts slash conditioning? Because I know your side out games are like hour and a half, like from what I've seen. So, like,
Dude,
yeah, what are some like the things you do to condition that, or do you not touch that too much?
um, I do like a regular workout split, like push pull legs,
Hmm.
and then before big tournaments, I'll start like I don't do it year round, but a couple days a week I'll go run, and then especially before J4 because y'all don't understand the transition for us. Like we have to go up in altitude, and the humidity is different. Like when Cali players come to the Midwest,
Hmm.
as soon as we get off the plane, we're suffering. Like I don't know if you've heard from other Cali guys, but it hurts to be there. So so before that, we go a little bit more intense. We'll go like run ramps or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. How? Because I think from what my brother, I don't even know if you know, he was my brother, KC from
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Milwaukee. He was
Mm-hmm.
like I think Tong told him that like they like scrimmage y'all,
Mm-hmm.
reject scrimmage you guys, when you guys came into town. What are like some of the? I know Brendan O'Neill said like the wind was a big difference here. Is that true? Like the wind is a different factor here than it is in Cali.
Uh, it wasn't when I was there, so
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask because I think a lot of people like players that when they come over here, I know it is a lot more humid. I don't get it either because
I think the yeah, I think that was a bigger factor than when.
hmm and then Thought Slayer's last question was just asking, growing around such a small community of Hmong volleyball, uh how have you come to be where you are right now?
I think that was my dad again. I
Yeah.
mean, um, especially especially in my city, there's not too much ball being played. Like there would be times where no balls played for like a month, so we can't even get out to the park.
Hmm.
But um, But in the beginning, my dad took me away from all of it for like a good 6 months to a year, and we were just training every day. Like I didn't really go out to the court like that. We were in the gym and just doing reps, working out for a good 6 months, and so I really got to gain individual skills um, without like having the distractions of everything else.
Hmm. Yeah, I think someone wanted to ask Felix Chang. He just wanted to ask, who do you think your biggest competition is in Merced? Better or not better, but competition wise.
Um, I think that goes to my dad again. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
like um not on a men's net. He's getting a little up there in age now, but there's still stuff he can do that I can't, and that kind of pisses me off. So I'm always chasing after that.
Okay. And then I think Nate Perez asked, how much did club ball help you grow your game outside of Hmong volleyball?
I think it really introduced me to how much like how much there is out there. It gave me a lot of motivation.
Hmm.
There's there's kids my age that were obviously like 7 foot, but could it still had skills like even better than mine.
Yeah.
And then so it really put another battery in my back to really try harder and get better. Whether I was gonna go play college or not, just knowing that there's like people my age that are better than me out there, like it it does something to your mentality.
Yeah. And then someone else had asked, what inspired you to become a skilled volleyball player? And then what challenges did you overcome to get there?
Um, so I guess just growing up in it, you kind of
Hmm.
especially because my family had a team. My dad had a growing up. I never saw my dad play with his original team, which was
Hmm.
NGE. I saw him play with my uncles. So my uncles had a team, and then I I always hung around them, like whether it was volleyball or fishing or just hanging out.
Hmm.
So they're the coolest ones to me, and I just wanted to be the best, which I thought they were. Like I saw them getting trophies at the tournaments too, so I kind of just wanted to replicate that.
Okay. Yeah. And I know you mentioned you were like chasing your father's legacy. Dude, like you already built somewhat of a legacy of yourself.
Appreciate it.
But uh, what tournaments can we expect to see A team come up for next year? If you know, like
Um,
I know you, they just probably
yeah,
hit
yeah,
you
yeah.
up.
That's the problem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. We're really because we all live so far from each other, it's
Mm-hmm.
very hard to tell like when certain teams can make it. I mean, not teams, when certain players can make it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure we're going to J4, but I think that's as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then are there like tournaments that you like? Because I know you didn't come with a team to like Wausau or anything like that. Can we expect to see you back in the Midwest for like any other tournaments?
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
yeah, that hasn't been opportunities haven't been there for me yet, so
Okay.
yeah, I guess we'll see.
Cool. Cool. And then I did wanted to ask, when just going back to like that J4, when you found out like the brackets are drew and you had the other two Cali teams in your bracket,
Yeah.
um, like were you like, dang, like I get to play like some of the guys that I'm used to playing against, or were you looking forward to actually playing against other teams?
Um I think um the thing is these Cali teams are good. So like at least I'm not like at least I feel like we're getting some good games and whether it's in Cali or not. I mean, obviously we're kind of disappointed that we don't get to play against new competition, but
Hmm.
at the same time, like it's gonna be a good game. Like whether it's them or not, we're gonna have to play hard and the problem is we know what to expect, but sometimes you can't stop it. These guys are good.
Hmm.
So I think that was how we felt about it. It wasn't disappointed or nothing. It was just when in the moment you're just trying to plan out the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just a little fun question. Were there if you could play with anyone, like, past or past or present, is there like a couple of guys that come up to mind? I'm assuming you would love to play with your dad.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad in his prime. The Mount Rushmore. I want to
Um,
play the Mount Rushmore, and then I'd say I think MDY's setter back in the day.
mhm,
That guy, I saw a little bit of film on him, and that was crazy.
mhm.
And then I think that might be it for now.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And just to go into what you do before you play as well. I know you mentioned you like stretch and listen to music.
Mhm.
Before you guys like flew to Minnesota for J4, did you watch like film on any of like the games you already played against
Yeah,
Gutter Boys in Excel already?
we were going in on um not we me. I was going in on Rush Hour. I was like, okay, we gotta watch this guy. We gotta do that, and like none of it ended up happening. They still had their way sometimes,
Hmm.
but we just ended up taking it that day.
Yeah, I think you guys have like what like split winning against each other
Yeah.
now.
Uh
So
huh.
yeah, I think Um, from what I remember, at least during that game, I was like, man, they brought in a bunch of different guys that you guys like
Yeah.
last time you guys played against a different crew. So,
Dude, I was like, what is this? Isn't even like they're just calling themselves Rush Hour.
hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then I just my last question was just what are the expectations for next year? Is it to win every tournament? To keep winning the Fresno New Year? First place at J4, obviously. Like, what are your expectations for A team?
Definitely. I think A team's lucky enough to be a team that like goes to tournaments to win. I
Hmm.
think we're pretty fortunate to have a group of guys that like can make things happen. So whenever we pop out to a tournament, it's to do some damage. And as far as for me, I'm chasing a game with 100% like kill ratio, like just just striving to be the best.
Hmm. All right. Well, I think that's all I have for today, dude. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate it.
Man, I was like, when I was thinking of like players I wanted to reach out to, and I was like, dude, like I don't even know if this guy would do it. Like, I just
Thanks
never
for
know.
reaching
But
out, though.
yeah, well, I appreciate your time, and then I'll like I tell every one of my guests, I'll find like a bunch of your best hits. Feel free to send me whatever film you want on your
Good.
compilation, and then I'll get that set up. But yeah, thank you so much, Marcus.
No problem, bro. Thank you.